So regardless if it's new or used, don't do it with a payment. Buy the car you can afford in cash, save up aggressively, and then upgrade over time. That's what I've done, and it took me, 20 years of driving now to get my dream car that I paid cash for, but the whole way, I just paid cash, upgraded, and the next car was always slightly better than the last. And the problem is, you drive a new car with a payment, it's really hard to go back to an old car that is not brand new with that new leather smell. And the truth is, millionaires don't even buy new cars. Millionaires drive cars that are 4 years used on average, and it's Toyota and Honda in the running at the top there. There's the facts for it. You don't need to look any further. It's the broke people who are driving the really expensive cars in general.
Alright guys, George Kamel reveals the frugal habits that may be considered saving while everyone else keeps wasting money. From spending traps to smart saving strategies to even crazier than frugal habits that even millionaires use. And George Kamel breaks down every single one of these simple decisions that can potentially transform your finances as well as your spending habits. Breaking it down on Debt Disaster Daily. Subscribe for more financial chaos. Let's jump in.
Ma said, I buy gift cards when they're 4x fuel points, then get my gas discounted $1 off each time I fill up. This one's legit. I've seen this we got a grocery chain here called Kroger, or if you're real Southern, Kroger's. And you can get 4 times the fuel points when you buy gift cards, and then you can get gas discount. $1 off each time you fill up is serious. I didn't know it was each time. Is that true? I thought it was like a one time, you use it and then it's gone and you got to get enough points to get back there. But who am I to question Ma? But that's a pretty good one. That is something that even if you are rich, you're like, okay, I'll still do this. Now, what are the gift cards for? I hope they're for things that you're normally spending money on versus you're like, I don't know, when you buy gift cards, like restaurants? Because if you're buying gift cards for restaurants and then eating out a bunch, I don't think the cost savings are worth it here. So there is a caveat that I got to know what these gift cards are for, but you do you. Julie said, fusing the small sliver of my bar of soap to the new bar of soap. And who among us is not guilty of this frugal hack? I've done this one before, but here's the line that I draw. It's got to be an in-kind soap, right? So it's got to be like the same bar of soap. I'm not mixing flavors that are unequally yoked. Okay, I'm not going to combine my spearmint basil with a coconut castaway. All right, that's unhinged. Shout out Dr. Squatch. Good stuff. That is a pretty frugal. I mean, here's the thing. If I'm rich, give me a fresh bar of soap every morning. That's the life. What would that cost me? $1 a day for a little Irish Spring? A crispy boy in there every morning?
Dr. Squatch? I don't think Dr. Squatches cost $1, bro. Every day, I don't think they cost $1, but I don't know. If I was rich, would I squeeze those in? Probably, if they were the same flavor like he said. Probably. If not, then I'd probably just spend a little bit more.
Oof.
Extra crispy.
Because here's the thing. I know that used soap, and this is a hot debate on John Chris podcast. He says that soap can never be dirty. And his boys were like, no, soap can get, that's gross. Like, you can't just use someone else's soap with like bacteria. So that, I'm not willing to Google it. I don't want to know. But I got trust issues with soap that is not my personal soap. Next up, we've got Chuck. The shirts that I wear every day came from Tractor Supply. I bought 8 of them for $8 each. Okay, so $64 for 8 shirts. Let's check these out. I want to know what kind of shirts they sell at Tractor Supply. Let's see if they have any $8 shirts. $8.99 men's crew neck short sleeve shirt, 2 for $16. Ipso facto, $8 a shirt. Combination not available. What colors do they have in my size? Oh, good. Safety yellow. That's what I'm going for. Look at this blaze orange. I'm going to call this breaking free from broke orange. Let's see if it matches up. I kid you not. The hex code is probably, it needs to be a little richer of an orange. Just as bright, but like a deeper orange. Pretty close. 4.7 stars, 576 reviews. Chuck, you're not alone here. Half of men in America are rocking these Tractor Supply shirts. Thank you for that, though. That is a good hack of, get the same 8 shirts, go full Steve Jobs. I mean, I do it. Black tea every day, throw in a layer. Capsule Wardrobe. And honestly, I didn't know Tractor Supply had a website. Like in my head, I knew they had a website, but I didn't know people like shopped on the website. It feels like a place where you walk into and you get the smell of a baby chick on your way in.
Chicks, huh?
And that's usually what you're buying there. Mostly baby chicks are being purchased at Tractor Supply. Blake said, figuring out a store's sales cycle and buying when things are on sale. For example, Gap has 50% off the entire store regularly, so I have my kids place what they want in the cart and I wait until it's on sale and then buy it. Now this is some American ingenuity. I do agree, you'll notice if you sign up for their emails, you're like, oh, here it comes again. J. Crew Factory's going, it's 40% off everything. And truthfully, what they usually do is they make the MSRP like absurdly high, and then 40% off, it's still like a $40 shirt, which is just an okay deal. But 50% off compared to it not being 50% off, I'll take it. Here's the caveat though, just because it's on sale doesn't mean it's a good deal, and it doesn't mean you need it. Everything's 100% off, you don't buy it.
This is the way.
But I do like, I mean, you got kids, that stuff can get expensive. And I like that they get the dopamine hit of like they're adding it to the cart, but you're waiting. So there's some delayed gratification there. And I gotta assume you're paying cash, paying with a debit card versus putting it on a credit, and God forbid, a Gap credit card. We're gonna save 10% by signing up for a Gap credit card today. They say it with as little conviction as possible because they know it's a scam and their manager forces them to do it. And the managers don't even care. It's corporate going, hey guys, we gotta get those credit card numbers up.
Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
That's how they're making their real money. And that's not a Gap thing, that's just a retail thing. Never get a store credit card, they're the worst. Tweety.
They do suck, and I feel bad for the people that actually work there and they have to be forced to sell. I mean, then again, if you're really salesy, if you really are about wanting to make money, sure, that's a good way to practice and convince people. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's not that great. So you're not missing out as much.
Said washing Ziploc bags and reusing them. I especially love when I put the dish soap and water in and close it and make it slosh all over the inside, swish, swish. Oh, I just threw up my mouth a little.
God damn, bro. God damn. Reusing Ziplocs? Oh, God. Well, as long as they're not washing it in hot water to activate those microplastics, I mean, I guess that's fine. But honestly, that sounds, at the same time, that sounds kind of gross.
It was like the combination of all of those things and the joy she gets from it. Dish soap and you slosh it all over the inside. Why would you say it like that? And then add a swish swish at the end? That's sociopathic. That is some Dexter behavior right there. I'm out on the washing Ziploc bags. I'm totally comfortable just throwing a Ziploc bag away. I think they're made to be disposable. I don't think it's worth washing them. And then
It is plastic after all, but again, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's meant to be thrown away, but some people just want to reuse them at that point. I mean, those people can do those people.
you get the water on the inside, which then can create more bacteria. You gotta like dry the thing out perfectly to reuse it. I'm out on that one, Tweety, sorry. Bruce, ordering tap water to drink when we eat out. We've literally saved tens of thousands of dollars. My man, Bruce. Great minds think alike. This is one that I live by, the caveat being that if it's like a nice dinner and there's a great cocktail menu, sometimes I will splurge for the cocktail. But in general, I always get water when I eat out, and it does feel like I'm breaking free from the system of having to go get a soda. Plus, I try to avoid liquid calories, and it's how I keep my physique without ever working out. Now, if they have a soda machine and there's like the soda option that's just straight soda, just water that's carbonated, I will do that. If they have like fresh lemons or limes, squeeze that bad boy in there, homemade LaCroix with somehow way more flavor.
Tap water, not a fan of tap water. Terrible. Not good. Probably the worst water you could possibly drink. I'd probably just get a soda or some juice or something, but usually I do drink water. It does help save a little bit in restaurants, but I can see why people do it. But it's just like the overall, if you're eating out constantly, you're just drinking that water. It's like, ugh. Yeah, honestly, I'd probably just get a soda because tap water is a no-no for me. Now, granted, I know there's some places that do actually serve actual water. And when I go to those places, of course, I'm gonna get some water over soda. But in most cases, it's like they're just gonna serve you some shitty tap water. It's honestly not worth it. in my opinion.
Isaac said, I'll never stop using an antenna to get free local channels. No way will I ever pay $150 to $200 a month for cable, especially if all the channels are lame. Are there channels that aren't lame these days? Like, who's flipping on and going, I could watch this all day on television. Love this one, though. I don't have one of these currently because I don't get to watch a lot of TV with an infant and toddler.
Wait, people still watch cable? No way, people still actually watch cable? Oh my god. That's crazy.
But I used to have one of these like little antennas you can get on Amazon for like 15 or 20 bucks, and it'll give you all the local channels so that you don't have to get cable. And I think now some of them have like hundreds of channels. It's pretty impressive. So I would definitely try that before you ever go out and spend money on some kind of cable subscription or streaming service. Because the average monthly cable TV bill now is $108 per month. That is insane. And the average monthly streaming services add up to $46 a month. So if you add those together, if you have cable and streaming, we're talking over $150 a month for the pleasure of maybe watching something that you maybe like. Shout out to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Wait, what?
Mindy said, cutting up my kitchen sponges into smaller sizes. Laughing emoji. She even knows that it's maniacal to do that. So imagine a kitchen sponge. How much smaller can you go? Like, are you using a sponge like this big and like doing this on the plate? I don't understand that one. Out of all the things that cost a lot of money, I feel like sponges I don't know what sponges are made of. I don't know like what the profit margin is on a sponge, but I feel like they're pretty cheap. And here's the life hack. You can put a sponge in the dishwasher and sanitize it, I think.
You sure about that?
Ben said, driving my cars until they die. I don't need to drive a beater, but I do. This is a man who clearly doesn't care what other people think. And I think this is the wisest thing to do with a depreciating asset, is use it as long as possible to get the full value out of it. Because then if it depreciates down to zero and it's paid for because you paid cash, you got nothing to worry about. And of course, here's the caveat. People go, I can't believe this. You guys tell people to drive beater. We don't tell people to drive beater cars, but what we are saying is if you want to get out of debt aggressively, and your car is 30 grand and you guys make 50 grand as a household, this is a huge problem. Sell the car, get something cheaper. Sure, it's gonna be hard to find a $2,000 beater car that's gonna get you from A to B without a ton of issues. But a $5,000 car, $6,000 car, those are out there and you can find reliable ones that don't have a host of issues. Just do your research, get a pre-purchase inspection, that is well worth the money. Average new car payment now is $748 a month. That is insane. That's the average. A lot of them are more. That's how averages work. I've met a lot of people paying $1,100, $1,200 for a single payment on a truck or a car. Usually it's the truck. What's going on with these trucks? And get this, the average used car payment is still $532 a month. That's over $6 grand a year you're paying with interest for something going down in value. So regardless if it's new or used, don't do it with a payment. Buy the car you can afford in cash, save up aggressively, and then upgrade over time. That's what I've done, and it took me, 20 years of driving now to get my dream car that I paid cash for, but the whole way, I just paid cash, upgraded, and the next car was always slightly better than the last. And the problem is you drive a new car with a payment, it's really hard to go back to an old car that is not brand new with that new leather smell. And the truth is, millionaires don't even buy new cars. Millionaires drive cars that are 4 years used on average, and it's Toyota and Honda in the running at the top there.
The usual suspects.
There's the facts for it. You don't need to look any further. It's the broke people who are driving the really expensive cars in general. Sharon said,
And for what? Literally, and for what? To show it off? To pretend you have money when you really don't? It's like, for what? I really never understood that.
Sewing my own clothes, I enjoy the skill building. And I don't know, are you repairing the clothing or are you sewing from scratch? Because that's way more impressive if you are somehow making custom clothing for yourself and or your family from scratch. Yeah, that is some skill building right there. I only know one person who has the capability to do this. It's my coworker's wife, and she's incredible at it. So she'll hand make the costumes for Halloween for the kids, and it ends up costing them more than if they just bought the costume. But they're obviously legendary costumes that are so much better and better looking than the ones you get at the store. So if you have that skill, that's fantastic. It's a dying art. Sewing. I mean, it's like cobbling. We're not going to have cobblers and sewers in due time. So we need people like Sharon out there keeping the dream alive. Jeremy said, my wife cuts my hair for 25 plus years now. I see zero reason to change. And he did CHG. I'm happy for you. I hope it's a good haircut. I'll say this. I've rarely seen someone with like great head of hair, really good haircut, and they're like, yeah, my wife does this. Or I do this myself. So that's my caveat as a guy who cares more than the average person about their hair. I think we can all admit that. Eric also said I cut my own hair. I do think cutting your own hair versus having your wife cut your hair, that's a step beyond to cut your own hair. Shout out to the wives out there who are willing to, get the husband in the kitchen with the, I don't know what he's covered, a sheet? Do you get the little apron situation going, the cape? I don't know, but that's commitment. 25 years straight, who knows how many haircuts a year? That's at least hundreds and hundreds of haircuts. That's devotion. They're gonna last forever. Ryan said, I have a mini fridge in my vehicle and I fill it with snacks, drinks, and food so I don't have to stop at any gas stations or fast food restaurants. That's impressive. Is it like a mini fridge that's plugged into like the cigarette lighter? Do you have an outlet in the car? That's really cool. Now, I do this with a cooler if it's like a road trip. I don't know about all the time. You said is this constant that you do this? But I do think stopping is a waste of time and you always end up spending money on things you really didn't need because you're just tired. It's exciting to be on a trip and you're like, let me just pop in the gas station and get some Funyuns. People still buying Funyuns? I hope so. Let's keep Funyuns alive, guys.
Funyuns and Hot Pockets.
Underrated snack, I think. Marty said, carrying cash in my wallet and budgeting every dollar before the month begins. I'm going to slow clap for Marty here. This is also a dying art. Most people have no cash on them and also no cash in their bank account, and they're living off of credit cards and payment plans and buy now, pay later. Meanwhile, Marty's out here proactively planning for every dollar that's coming in so that when it shows up, he's like, I know where you're going. You're going over here to savings. You're going right here to pay the light bill. Instead of the paycheck flowing through his hands like grains of sand, wondering where it went at the end of the month. That's how most Americans live. So the solution really is to budget every dollar before the month begins, stick to debit cards and cash, and the best app to do this with is Every Dollar. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to get to budgeting today and be like Marty. Lisa said, we reached baby step 7 over 10 years ago. That's fantastic. That means she's completely debt-free, house included, no mortgage. We still pack my hubby's breakfast, negative point for hubby. We'll let it slide. Hubby's breakfast, snacks, and lunch and coffee in the morning for work started over 20 years ago to help him lose weight, but it saves a lot of money too. Ladies, this is a double life hack. Your man's gonna be looking lean, eating clean, and saving the green. I just came up, I'm pretty proud of myself. I know you guys are like, that was weak. That was all up here, off the cuff, extemporaneous. And so she's saying, over 10 years ago, they paid off the house, meaning they have lots of money. They're millionaires for sure. And she still goes, what's the point in having him spend all this money out when I can do it here? And knowing that he's eating good, eating healthy, staying in shape, I like this a lot.
Oh, that's rich. Yeah. I'm probably just going to end it right here, folks. So these hacks are pretty frugal. Some of them are interesting, while some of them are crazy. The Ziploc one got me. I ain't going to lie. I don't know. Maybe hearing about that bacteria getting all over the water. Probably not the smartest thing to do. Obviously, I mean, I don't think Ziplocs can be that expensive. I don't know, unless you plan on buying like a crap ton. Then it'll cost a little bit. But if you're packing meals, if you're doing that, honestly, I think it's kind of worth it. It's kind of worth buying them. Washing them, I don't know about washing them. Honestly, I'm 50-50 on. But the other ones, like using a beater car or budgeting every single dollar, those are amazing tactics that people should start using, honestly. This is a financial channel, once again, so I do strongly advocate for anyone that's watching this to do that, because it is very important to budget as well as save, and as well as start investing or maybe start something on the side if you wish to become even better than the average. And I guess another portion of the moral of the story is, don't forget about these habits either. But once you switch up, if you're switching up and you're becoming even richer than you are right now, don't forget about these little habits that saved you in the first place. They go a very long way. All right. Thank you guys for watching. This is Dead Disaster Daily. Subscribe for more financial chaos and truths, and we're out of here.